Chosen one, listen closely. This moment is not random. If this message has reached you today, understand your divine rise has officially begun. The things you faced, the people who doubted you, the nights you felt completely alone, none of that was wasted. God was shaping you, preparing you, and positioning you for the level you're about to step into. This rise is not small. It's the kind of shift where the weight on your spirit lifts, your vision becomes clearer, and suddenly, everything that once held you back begins to lose its power. You may not see it yet, but the vibration around your life has changed. God is saying, now is your time. Move forward without fear. So don't ignore this message. This is your confirmation. Your rise has already started. Before we go deeper into this message, do 3 things to align yourself with this divine energy. Like the video, comment, "Thank you God for my rise," and subscribe so you never miss what God wants to tell you next. Your spirit feels different, even if your life looks the same. Lately, you've been feeling something inside you that you can't fully describe, but you know it's real. It's like a small spark, a soft voice, a quiet push, nudging you forward. Nothing outside has changed. Your routine is the same. Your surroundings are the same, and even your problems might still be there. Yet something in your heart feels different. This isn't imagination. This isn't just a mood. This is the beginning of your divine rise. You may have noticed that your thoughts are shifting. Earlier, the things that scared you now feel less powerful. The situations that once made you panic don't shake you the same way anymore. You look at life with a calmer mind, a stronger heart, and a deeper understanding. That's because God has started His work inside you. Before God changes your outside world, He always prepares your inner world first. Your spirit starts rising before your circumstances catch up. Sometimes you may feel this change in small moments. Maybe you wake up feeling lighter for no reason, or you suddenly feel hopeful in the middle of a tough day, or you get a feeling that something good is coming, even though nothing around you shows it yet. That inner shift is spiritual preparation. God is getting you ready for blessings you don't even see yet. You may also feel like your patience is increasing. You don't react to things the way you used to. You don't carry the same anger, the same frustration, the same need to prove yourself. Slowly, quietly, your heart is learning to stay steady. This is growth. This is healing. This is elevation happening from within you. And sometimes, this inner change shows up as discomfort. You may feel restless, like the place you're in doesn't fit you anymore. The routines that once felt normal now feel too small. Your soul feels bigger than your current situation. This discomfort isn't a problem. It's a sign. It means you're outgrowing the old version of yourself. Your spirit is preparing for a new stage, a new chapter, a new level. You might also notice that your connection with yourself is getting clearer. You're understanding your emotions better. You're noticing your intuition more. You're becoming aware of your worth in a way you never did before. This clarity is not accidental. God gives it only when a person is getting ready for transformation. The truth is, your divine rise always begins in silence. It begins in that little shift in your thinking, in that feeling that won't go away, in that calm voice inside you that says, there is more ahead. This inner change is the first step of your elevation. And once your spirit starts rising, your life will follow. Old pain is losing its power over you. There was a time when certain memories had the power to break you in seconds. One small thought, one old moment, one familiar feeling, and suddenly Your whole heart would sink. You carried the weight of old wounds for so long that it almost became normal for you. But now, something has changed. You may not talk about it, you may not even realize it fully, but the pain that once controlled you doesn't hold the same power anymore. This is not just emotional strength. This is healing. This is God quietly restoring you from the inside out. Think about it. Situations that used to crush you now barely affect you. Words that once hurt deeply now feel distant. People who once had the ability to disturb your peace no longer have a place in your heart. This is not because the past disappeared, but because you have grown. God has been removing the sting from your memories, gently taking away the heaviness that you carried for years. He's been softening your heart, closing old wounds, and giving you new strength with every passing day. You may notice this healing in small, simple moments. Maybe you revisited an old memory, and instead of tears, you felt calm. Maybe you thought of someone who once hurt you, and instead of anger, you felt nothing at all. Maybe you looked back at a painful season of your life and thought, I survived that. These moments are proof that your spirit is healing. Pain is no longer controlling you. You are rising above it. Sometimes healing doesn't look dramatic. It doesn't always feel like a big miracle happening all at once. Often, it's quiet. It happens slowly, secretly, without anyone noticing. You start sleeping better. You start smiling a little more. You start feeling a bit lighter. You stop blaming yourself. You stop replaying the same thoughts. One day, you simply realize, I don't hurt the way I used to. That realization itself is a blessing. Old pain losing its power is also a sign that you're becoming ready for a new chapter. God cannot take you to higher places while your heart is heavy. He cannot open new doors if your hands are still holding old wounds. That's why He has been gently releasing you from the grip of the past. Every tear you cried was watering the seeds of strength inside you. Every heartbreak shaped your wisdom. Every disappointment pushed you closer to your purpose. Nothing was wasted. You may not have forgiven everyone yet, but you're no longer breaking under the memory. You may not have forgotten everything yet, but it no longer controls your day. This emotional freedom is God's way of preparing you for something greater. He is lifting the weight so you can rise without fear, without guilt, without emotional chains holding you back. You are becoming more protective of your energy. Something in you has changed, and you can feel it. Earlier, you used to give your time and attention to everyone, even to people who didn't deserve it. You tried to explain yourself, tried to fix things, tried to keep the peace, even when it drained you. But now, slowly and silently, you've stopped doing all that. You're not arguing with people anymore. You're not forcing conversations. You're not running behind anyone to prove your worth. This is not attitude. This is growth. This is your spirit protecting itself because God is raising your level. You've started noticing how certain people make you feel. If someone brings negativity, you distance yourself without fighting. If someone only comes to take from you, you don't allow them close anymore. If a situation feels heavy, you simply walk away without guilt. This is your inner wisdom getting stronger. You are learning that your peace is more valuable than trying to keep everyone happy. And this understanding is a major sign that God is preparing you for something bigger. Earlier, drama used to pull you in easily. Someone's insult, someone's misunderstanding, someone's jealousy, all of it affected you deeply. But now, you look at such things and feel nothing. You don't have the energy to argue. You don't have the interest to explain. You don't have the desire to prove yourself. This calm distance is not coldness. It is maturity. It is healing. It is elevation. God is separating you from unnecessary noise so you can hear His guidance clearly. You may also notice that your circle is becoming smaller. Fewer people, deeper peace. This is not loneliness. This is protection. God removes certain people from your life before He blesses you because they cannot be trusted with the version of you that's coming next. You are becoming more careful about who you let close. You're not sharing your dreams with everyone. You're keeping your plans private. This is spiritual intelligence. Your soul no longer wants to be surrounded by those who secretly drain your light. Another big change happening inside you is that you've stopped chasing love, attention, and validation. Earlier, you wanted people to understand you. Now, you just want peace. Earlier, you tried your best to fit in. Now, you are comfortable standing alone if needed. When your energy becomes valuable to you, your standards automatically rise. You don't settle for half love, half effort, or half respect anymore. And the best part is, you're not doing this out of anger. You're doing it out of clarity. You finally understand that anything that disturbs your peace is too expensive. Your heart now chooses peace over explanation, silence over arguments, distance over drama. This shift is not random. This is a spiritual upgrade. When God is about to lift you higher, He first teaches you to protect your energy. He doesn't want your blessings to be wasted in noise. He doesn't want your future to be surrounded by people who drain you. He is clearing the space around you so your rise can happen without interference. People you thought would stay are suddenly leaving. One of the most confusing seasons in life is when people you trusted suddenly change. Someone who once supported you becomes distant. Someone who promised to stay acts cold. Someone you cared for disappears without giving any explanation. It feels strange. It feels personal. And sometimes it even hurts deeply. But what you're experiencing is not rejection. It's divine separation. God is removing certain people from your path because the next chapter of your life cannot include them. At first, you may wonder what you did wrong. You may think, why are they behaving like this? Why did they stop talking? Why did they turn their back on me? But the truth is, their departure is not a failure on your part. It is a spiritual shift. When God is preparing you for elevation, He starts disconnecting you from people who would hold you back, distract you, or harm your future blessings. Some of them left because their part in your story is over. You'll notice that some people drift away slowly. They don't fight, they don't argue, they just fade. Others leave suddenly, leaving you shocked. And some remain around physically, but their energy, their support, and their heart are no longer with you. This change might feel uncomfortable, but it is purposeful. God sees the conversations you never heard, the intentions you couldn't see, and the jealousy you didn't notice. He removes them quietly to protect your destiny loudly. Sometimes God closes doors you were still holding on to. He separates you from people you thought you needed. Not because they are bad, but because their presence would limit your growth. You are entering a season where not everyone can join you. Some people are tied to an older version of you. They only understand your past, not your future. They are comfortable with your wounds, but cannot handle your healing. They loved you in your brokenness, but your strength intimidates them. This separation is also a test of trust. God is teaching you to depend on Him, not on people. He's showing you that relationships built on convenience fall apart, but connections built on purpose remain. You will notice that the more people leave, the more peace you feel. Not because you don't care, but because your soul knows this separation is necessary. And soon, you'll understand something powerful. When someone exits your life, it creates space for something better, a healthier friendship, a stronger support system, a partner who genuinely understands your value, opportunities that match your calling, blessings that require emotional space. God removes what blocks you so He can bring what grows you. So don't look back with sadness. Don't try to force anyone to stay. If God allowed them to leave, then their chapter is complete. You are not losing people. You are losing weight. You are being prepared for relationships where you don't have to beg for loyalty, shrink yourself, or question your worth. The ones meant for your next level will show up effortlessly. This season of people leaving is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your transformation. Let them go, because God is making room for the ones who are truly meant to walk into your divine rise. Unexpected support starts coming your way. One of the clearest signs that your divine rise has begun is when help starts coming from places you never imagined. People you barely know suddenly show kindness. A stranger speaks a sentence that feels like it was meant exactly for you. Someone recommends you, guides you, or uplifts you without wanting anything in return. This is not luck. This is not coincidence. This is God showing you that you are being supported in ways your eyes can't fully see yet. Sometimes the people you expected help from don't show up, but the people you never even thought about suddenly become the reason a door opens. God often uses unexpected hands to lift you because He wants you to know that your rise is not depending on one person or one source. Your breakthrough is coming from Him, and He can use anyone, anytime, anywhere to push you forward. You might notice that opportunities appear without you chasing them. You weren't looking for them. You weren't preparing for them. You weren't even thinking about them, but they show up right when you need them. A job opening, a message, a connection, a sudden idea, a chance meeting, all appearing at perfect timing. This is what divine alignment looks like. It means God is moving things behind the scenes long before you see the results. Sometimes help comes in very small ways too. Someone gives you advice that solves a problem you were stuck in for months. Someone invites you into a new space that exposes you to better possibilities. Someone sees your potential when you were doubting yourself the most. These moments remind you that even though you felt alone for a long time, God never left you alone. This kind of support also shows that you are stepping into a season where you don't have to fight every battle by yourself. Earlier, you may have felt like you had to do everything alone. No one understood. No one listened. No one stood by you. But when your rise begins, God sends the right people at the right time. Not the loudest people, not the closest people, but the necessary people. The ones who help you grow, guide you correctly, and move you closer to your purpose. What's happening is simple. God is aligning you with destiny helpers. These are people whose presence in your life makes your journey easier. They don't drain your energy. They add to it. They don't compete with you. They support you. They don't confuse you. They bring clarity. And sometimes they appear only for a short season, just long enough to help you take the next step. You may also find that certain paths open without your effort, an unexpected approval, a sudden yes, a blessing that arrives without struggle. It's God's way of reminding you that you are not climbing this mountain alone. He is sending signs saying, "I am with you. Keep going." You feel a new confidence you didn't have before. There was a time when even small decisions made you nervous. You doubted yourself, second-guessed everything, worried about making mistakes, and felt like you weren't ready for bigger things. But now, something inside you has shifted. Even though life still has uncertainties, there is a quiet strength rising within you, a confidence that wasn't there before. This inner courage is not random. It is spiritual. It is God whispering, "You can handle this. You are ready now." You may not feel bold on the outside, but inside, you're standing taller. You're not panicking the way you used to. Problems come, but you face them with more calmness. You're not trying to run away from challenges. You're learning to walk through them. This confidence is subtle. It doesn't shout. It doesn't brag. It doesn't try to impress anyone. It simply shows up in the way you carry yourself, in the way you trust your decisions, and in the way you believe in your own strength more than before. You might notice that things which once scared you now feel manageable. Situations that once made you feel small no longer shake you. People who once intimidated you no longer control your emotions. You're beginning to see your own value, your own capability, your own power. And this is a major sign that your divine rise has started. God always builds your courage before He opens bigger doors. This confidence also shows up in your mindset. Earlier, if something went wrong, you would blame yourself or feel like giving up. But now, you face challenges with a new attitude. Instead of thinking, "Why me?" you think, "I can get through this." Instead of feeling like a victim, you feel like a fighter. It's not because life became easier, it's because your spirit became stronger. You're also becoming more comfortable making decisions on your own. You don't need constant validation. You don't need approval from everyone. You think for yourself, trust your inner voice, and take steps that align with your truth. This is spiritual maturity. This is growth. This is God shaping you into the stronger version He always knew you could be. Sometimes this new confidence feels strange because you're not used to it. You might even ask yourself, "Why am I feeling calm in a situation that should stress me out?" The answer is simple. Your faith has grown. You've been through enough pain, enough confusion, enough storms to know that you can survive anything. That experience has created strength inside you that can't be shaken easily. And remember this, divine rise always comes with divine courage. Before God lifts you, He prepares you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. He removes fear piece by piece. He adds peace where there was anxiety. He builds courage where there was doubt. So if you're feeling this quiet, steady confidence growing inside you, take it as a sign. You are being prepared for bigger blessings, greater opportunities, and higher places. This new confidence is proof that God's hand is on your life. You are stepping into a version of yourself that is bold, wise, steady, and ready for what's coming next. Your rise has already begun, and now your spirit is starting to match your destiny. Delays suddenly make sense. There was a time when every delay felt like a disappointment. You wondered why things weren't moving, why opportunities slipped away, why people didn't show up, and why your efforts didn't bring results. You kept asking yourself, "Why is my life stuck? Why is everything taking so long?" But now, something inside you has shifted. You're beginning to see that the delays weren't punishment, they were protection. And that realization is changing the way you see everything. When you look back, you can finally understand why certain things didn't happen when you wanted them to. That job you didn't get, it would have drained you. That relationship that didn't work, it would have broken you. That opportunity that slipped away, It wasn't meant for the version of you back then. God wasn't saying no. He was simply saying, "Not now. You deserve better. Wait." This understanding doesn't come all at once. It grows slowly as your spirit rises. You start noticing how each delay quietly shaped you, how every closed door redirected you, how every setback taught you something you didn't even know you needed. When your spiritual level increases, you begin to see that timing is not an obstacle. It's a divine tool. God uses time to prepare you, strengthen you, and position you for what's truly yours. You also realize that if some things had happened earlier, you wouldn't have been ready. Your heart wasn't healed back then. Your mindset wasn't strong enough. Your confidence wasn't built yet. God didn't want to give you a blessing you couldn't hold. He didn't want you to rise too fast and fall. He wanted your foundation to be solid before He lifted you higher. And now that you see this, everything makes more sense. The most beautiful part of this revelation is the peace it brings. You stop fighting life. You stop forcing situations. You stop blaming yourself. You stop thinking you're behind. Instead, you begin to trust the timing of your journey. You realize that things aren't delayed. They're aligning. What was once confusion now feels like clarity. What was once frustration now feels like wisdom. This shift also changes how you respond to new delays. When something doesn't happen now, you no longer panic. You no longer assume the worst. Instead, you quietly trust that if it isn't happening, there is a higher reason. You understand that God sees what you cannot see. He knows what's ahead. He knows what could harm you. He knows what could derail your purpose. And because He loves you, He slows things down until the path is safe. And one day, without warning, you see everything falling into place easily. Things that once felt impossible suddenly come together effortlessly. That's when you realize why the delay was necessary. God wasn't stopping your life. He was preparing your life. Blessings start forming before they show up. Sometimes, before anything changes on the outside, something starts moving inside you. You may not see blessings yet, but you can feel that something is shifting. It's like your spirit knows what your eyes haven't seen. New ideas start coming to you out of nowhere. A fresh dream wakes up inside you. You suddenly feel inspired to do things you never thought about before. These small sparks are not random. They are seeds. Seeds that God is quietly planting in your mind and your heart long before the blessing arrives. You may notice this in the form of new thoughts. Maybe you start thinking differently about your future. Maybe plans come to your mind that feel too big for your old self, but somehow possible for the person you're becoming. Maybe you begin imagining a life that once felt out of reach. This shift in thinking is not fantasy, it's preparation. God always prepares your heart before He changes your reality. Sometimes these seeds come as sudden motivation. One day, you wake up with a new kind of energy. You feel ready to take action. You feel ready to learn, to grow, to move forward. Earlier you procrastinated, doubted, or hesitated. But now, something inside you is pushing you gently, saying, "Go ahead, something big is coming." This motivation is a sign that your season is changing. God is aligning your spirit with what He's about to give you. Another sign is clarity. You start understanding what you truly want. You stop chasing the things that don't match your purpose. Your desires feel more focused, more pure, more connected to the future God has planned for you. Before the blessing shows up, God adjusts your mindset so you can receive it with maturity and gratitude. Sometimes God also gives you small glimpses of what's coming. You might hear a sentence that feels meant for you. You might meet someone who gives you useful advice at the perfect time. You might get a message, a sign, or an idea that makes your spirit come alive. These small moments are reminders that God is working behind the scenes, arranging things piece by piece. And then there are dreams, both literal and emotional. Maybe you start dreaming about a better life. Maybe you feel drawn toward new opportunities. Maybe you feel excited about something you don't fully understand yet. That excitement is spiritual. That pull is divine. God stirs your heart before He changes your life. The most beautiful part is that all this happens privately. No one sees it. No one knows it. It's just you and God. He prepares you quietly, away from noise, away from doubt, away from people who cannot understand your journey. By the time the blessing arrives publicly, your spirit is already ready to hold it. You feel God pulling you forward, even if life feels uncertain. There comes a moment in life when you know deep inside that you can't stay where you are anymore. Even if nothing dramatic has changed around you, something in your spirit starts pushing you gently. You don't fully understand it. You can't explain it to others, but you feel it. A quiet pull, a soft pressure, a spiritual nudge, telling you that it's time to move forward. This force you feel is not fear, not restlessness, not confusion. It is God guiding you into your next chapter. Sometimes the pull feels like a simple inner knowing. You wake up one day and realize, this season is over. I'm ready for more. Even if you're surrounded by uncertainty, even if the path ahead looks blurry, you feel a strange confidence rising within you. It doesn't matter that you don't have all the answers. What matters is that something inside you is telling you to keep going. This is how God leads His chosen ones. He doesn't always show the whole road. He shows just enough light for the next step. You might also notice that staying in the same place feels uncomfortable now. People, habits, or situations that once felt normal now feel too small for who you are becoming. You feel like you're outgrowing things quietly. This discomfort is not punishment. It's direction. It's God telling you, I'm preparing you for more. Don't settle here. When God is ready to lift you, He first makes the old places feel too tight for your spirit. Another sign of this divine pull is that you're not afraid the way you used to be. Earlier, uncertainty made you anxious. Now, it just makes you curious. Earlier, the unknown scared you. Now, it feels like an invitation. Even though nothing is guaranteed, something inside you trusts that the next chapter will be better than the last. That kind of confidence does not come from the mind. It comes from God. Sometimes this pull shows up as sudden clarity. You start understanding what you must release. You start seeing what no longer fits. You start realizing what you truly want. It's like God is rearranging things inside you, making space for what He is about to give you. Before He changes your life outwardly, He first adjusts your vision inwardly. And then there are moments where you feel pushed gently toward new opportunities, ideas, or people. You don't know why you feel drawn to them, but your spirit feels at peace when you think about them. That is God placing the right things in front of you at the right time. He is not pushing you with force. He is guiding you with grace. The truth is, when God says, now is your time, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop your rise. Not fear, not doubt, not your past, not other people's opinions. God's timing is stronger than every obstacle. So if you feel that invisible pull inside you, trust it, follow it. That is your sign that your divine rise has started, and God Himself is leading you forward into a life bigger, higher, and more aligned with your purpose. Chosen one, your rise has already begun. You may not have the full picture yet, but trust the process. God is arranging everything behind the scenes. This new chapter will bring clarity, blessings, peace, and purpose like never before. Walk into it with faith, because your divine rise is not coming. It has already started.